What's up, everybody? It's Jay Coffee Talk, and I was gonna talk real quick with you guys about the real G Money, who is most definitely an up and coming rapper out of Baton Rouge. He was putting in a lot of work, dropping a lot of music, and definitely, was garnering a buzz, getting booked for interviews on popular blogs, magazines were taking notice as his name was, being mentioned in artists out of the South to look for. Like, he was not just a flash in the pan. He was doing his thing. If you check him out on, social media, YouTube, streaming and such, his numbers weren't huge or spectacular, but they were definitely good numbers and were on the rise. But unfortunately, he was killed at the young age of 22. Rest in peace, G Money. I gotta say, it's a real shame that this young man lost his life. It's always sad to see someone pass away, but this dude was really like onto something, was very close to breaking through to that next level where his life would have been changed. You know what I mean? As we see with a lot of artists who, are out there living that street life, when the money comes in and the hard work does pay off as far as the music goes, they're left with that choice to move away, invest their money, you know what I mean? Make their life better for them, their family, and their loved ones. But this young man was killed, before he got to that next level. And it's kind of crazy, this situation. I don't know if you guys agree with me or not. You can let me know in the comments. Kind of reminds me of, when DJ Academics was always making those videos about the war in Chirac, and we were seeing how a lot of these artists, different cliques, or some are gangs, you know what I'm saying, would go at each other, diss each other on tracks, on social media, and real life violence would result from this. You know what I mean? Not just with the artists, with their entourage, with their cliques, their crews. Shootings and different violent incidents and altercations would go down behind this stuff, and lives would be lost as well. And G Money, came up with NBA Youngboy. Like, they knew each other growing up. And we know NBA Youngboy blew up to that next level beyond. You know what I mean? His success is huge. And he still finds himself in different incidents, run-ins with the law, shootings, robberies, house raided, all kinds of drama, domestic incidents. You know what I mean? It's like, it's wild. Youngboy is still in the thick of things at times, it seems like. But G Money, when he was on his come up in interviews, was asked about NBA Youngboy, and he said that he felt like Youngboy kind of got an ego or big headed, and just wasn't really feeling him. You know what I mean? And they ended up going on to have issues, and there was some diss tracks released where NBA Youngboy's sister was mentioned, and then there was a lot of incidents that went down in the street between NBA Youngboy's group or clique and the real G Money's TBG, Top Boy, Gorilla Gang or Gorilla Group. And even in some instances, there's another clique out there, the BBG, you know what I mean? And there's been, you can look it up. It's a lot to go all over, but there's been a lot of different shootings and altercations between all these groups, and arrests have been made in some of these situations. It's just wild. Like I said, it reminds me of what happens with a lot of these young artists coming up in Chicago. You know what I mean? It's a damn shame that this, things go down this way, and it's like we see a lot of rappers engage in rap beefs or whatever, you know what I mean, to boost their status with certain artists that they go at or whatever. But then we see situations like this and a lot of those Chicago artists where, like I pointed out just a few moments ago, real violence happens behind this stuff. And at some point, I really hope that it could stop. You know what I mean? Because we know with hip hop, many individuals have found that success to change their life and get up out of the street or the hood. You know what I mean? And at some point, I hope that cycle is broken, because we know the streets are just like how you'll hear addicts refer to that lifestyle. You know what I mean? They always end in three tragic ways: jails, institution, or death. You know what I mean? But once again, rest in peace to the real G Money. You know what I mean? This young man was definitely on the come up, definitely had that star quality to him, but was unfortunately killed back in 2017. And now we're seeing, it took a couple years, but they did end up arresting the killer, and it was tied in with this whole situation between, the NBA young boy clique and his clique. And I'll close this little blog out with this. There's the different images popping up on the screen. You'll see a hip hop journalist speaking about his reaction when he found out of the death of the real G Money. He mentioned doing an interview with them and meeting them at a recording studio. And, he really felt like, man, this kid has it. He's going to go places. And then when he heard of him being killed, it was right outside of the same studio where he interviewed him. The cycle needs to be broken. RIP to the real G Money. This has been J Coffee Talk. Thanks for tuning in.